Hi guys, rideshare PA here today, talking about AB5 again. The reason why I'm talking about this topic again is because it's been in Uber and Lyft news for the past couple days now. The bill was passed on, now it needs to be signed by the Senate and figured out exactly what it's going to mean for Uber and Lyft. A lot of people are saying that they're happy for it, that Uber and Lyft drivers are going to now get a set minimum wage. There's pros and cons to this, guys. There has been times where I have made $10, $15 an hour, and then there's other times where I've gotten a long pickup and I did a $200 trip or whatever, and it took me 4 hours, so I made $50 an hour. Okay, you guys need to really consider staying independent and fighting this, because the things that made this gig such a good job for a lot of us, it's a side job. A lot of people have a full-time job, work 40 hours somewhere else, and then they do this on the weekends for extra money, whether it's for vacations, kids' college funds, extra spending money, okay? That's why I do it. That's the only reason why I do it, to have extra money on the side to pay my bills um, down faster and have extra money. At some point, people saw how much money they could make if they did it full-time and decided to do it full-time. And, that was your choice to quit your full-time job or whatever and do this job full-time. So with that, people got greedy and now they want benefits. Now they want paid vacation on a job that should have been a side gig to begin with. It doesn't make any sense, guys. So now that AB5 passed, you're going to start seeing things take effect in California over the next couple months. It will take effect January 1st, 2020, and we will see how this affects California. New York passed it that they need to have $17 an hour minimum, and from what I can tell, the people up there aren't complaining at all. Um, However, I don't work in New York, so I can't really see or tell how that would affect them. I completely understand that. Most people going into this understood that, hey, fuel, gas, brakes, oil changes, wear and tear on your car, that's all part of the job. Um, as far as I'm concerned, I go out when I go out because those are the hours where it's busiest. I go out Fridays and Saturday nights when I get a lot of drunk people, or when I know it's going to be busy. I go out in the mornings between like 4 and 7. Sometimes I go out in the afternoons between like 2 and 5. People are going home, going to work. Okay. Those are the busy times. You can't sit here on the side of the road from 8 to noon, not get one ride and expect to get paid. Like, they're not going to pay you for doing nothing. Um, they're also going to look into having you blocked into certain sections because they don't want 100 drivers at the airport when there's people in the cities that need rides. So they're going to look at starting blocking people into certain areas, and those are the areas that you can work. And they're going to start telling you that, oh, these are the hours that you can work. They're going to make you work whatever hours that they want to make you work. That's not why people signed up for this job. People signed up for flexibility of wanting to work when they wanted to work. So I really am looking forward to seeing what AB5 does for California, and hoping, Richard Scott, what questions do you have? And hoping that it does not go to the entire states, every single state. I don't want it to do that. Um, it doesn't make sense. A lot of people are against it. Some people are for it. I don't understand why, but that's just my prerogative. Um, I mean, I understand why people want full-time hours. I understand why people want a minimum wage set. But what people don't understand is in California, the minimum wage right now is only $12 an hour. And they did actually pass a law a couple months maybe ago, couple months, maybe a year at the most, that it would get bumped up to $15 an hour. on my slowest day, when I work, when I need to work, the lowest I've ever gotten, I think, was 20 an hour. And the highest I've gotten was 40 an hour, working 8-hour days. So there's no reason why you should be wanting, I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't know how California is out there. I know it's busy, so I don't understand why they're freaking out. But, um, yeah, it's just ridiculous. AB5 to me, it makes no freaking sense. Um, so yeah, if you like the content, please feel free to like, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I will try to answer any questions that you guys have. Um, I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. I've listened to 3 or 4 other YouTubers videos about AB5 and what it can do for us, or like the pros and the cons versus the pros for it and the cons for it. And while I do agree with some of the pros, I can't get behind it. Me as a driver, I can't get behind it. If I would be in California right now, I would be looking for if it was my full-time job, I would definitely be looking for something different. Because in my market, in my area, it feels that it is a part-time job. And I know that. I knew that going in. This is what I want to do to make extra money. The reason why I love doing Uber and Lyft, and probably a lot of other people, I set my own hours. If I want to work on Friday night, I can go work. If I have plans, then I don't need to work. I don't need to call in sick. I don't need to do anything like that. I work when I want to work, and that's why a lot of people started doing it. If Uber specifically needs people, what I thought would be a great idea was keep it the way it is, get the pay back to the 80-20 it used to be, where, or even 70-30 would be great at this point. Get it back to 70-30. Give your drivers the pay that they used to get. All these drivers want is more money. Put it back to the way it used to be, and then your drivers will be happy. They can afford things like benefits on their own. They can afford the gas, the oil changes, changing their tires, things like that. All we want is decent pay. And Uber and Lyft keep slowing down, dropping the rates, lowering the rates. I mean, the minimum rate when you get your taxes done, I believe, is either 54 cents a mile or 58 cents a mile. How are you as Lyft paying your drivers 33 cents a mile? That makes no sense whatsoever. It's stupid. Okay? Raise the rates. People now have been dealing with rideshare companies for the past 3 to 4 years. They're used to being able to hit a button on their phone, to their door right away, and not have to worry about a taxi. Okay? Hi, guys. Hey, Dustin. How's it going, bud? I watched your video. I completely agree with you. All you need to do is get it back to what the drivers were making 2-3 years ago. Get it back to the normal rates, and everybody would be happy. So, if you don't drive in California, part of me didn't want this bill to pass, but part of me is somewhat happy that it kind of did, just to see what the fuck happens. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. I hope everybody is still being safe. Okay. And keep an eye out on the news, because this whole thing is going to go either good or really bad. So, probably really bad. Uber and Lyft, I think, are kind of at a point now where they realize that they're fucked. But they need to figure out quick what they're going to do, because they're either going to need to pay their employees more, or pay their independent contractors more, or make them employees. And I hate to say it, if they make them employees, they're going to have to pay for benefits. They're going to have to pay for sick time. They're going to have to pay for vacation. Say a driver gets, and I didn't even think about this, I don't think anybody mentioned this in the comment, but if they're an employee and they're driving and they get in an accident, Then they're going to have to pay for short-term disability, medical expenses. They're going to have to pay for, say you're out of work for 6 or 8 weeks. They're going to end up having to pay for your short-term disability. They don't want to do that. They need to just go back, like I said, to the way it was before, pay them more, and get back to the way it used to be. That's all everybody wants, is the pay we used to get paid. So, all right, guys. I hope everybody has a good Friday the 13th. Speaking of that, unlucky day. And stay safe out there, guys. Take care. Rideshare PA out.